Welcome back to Disco Elysium, where we talk to Evra Claire.
A pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you're already sat on that chair.
I'm looking into your shady brew. I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? There are so many moving parts in my operation, I can't keep track of them all. You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing, if you can, make it even shadier. He sincerely has no idea what you are talking about, and he doesn't care either.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you're already sat on that chair.
I met Joyce, the company representative. Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. He adjusts a button on his sleeve. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here. Just pals. Well, we are all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree. And with finding your lost gun, I'm not a jealous guy. Whoa, that's so nice of him, suspiciously nice. Are you sure? I find it a little odd. I'm just a nice guy, Harry. I wouldn't be where I am now if I wasn't nice. Politics is all about emotions, and I want you to have positive emotions when you think of me. What happened to the previous negotiator, Mr. Gaumont? What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go. He made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go? He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left. You called him a midget. Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals. Joyce says the previous union leader vanished under suspicious circumstances. Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it there in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over. Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce. Funny, Joyce didn't mention any casserole. Harry, do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew or a hairdryer or an iron. The point is her heart wasn't in it. Mine was. That much is true. His heart truly is in it. Though you wouldn't think so by looking at him. If it's spilled blood you're looking, then there certainly isn't any in his expression or demeanor now. Ever Joyce seems to think the union is lowballing her. Yes, lowballing, of course. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake here, but everything's a casino for those rich types. His expression make it clear this is childish and irresponsible behavior. Why haven't you let her in to see you? If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would, and I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator. He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that. Let's talk about something else. Of course, Harry, let me just assure you one more time, it's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with His Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she's doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her all about it, my brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock, tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun, tell her about everything. Everett doesn't mind. It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now. So it's saying me to go to her.
A pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you're already sat on that chair.
I want to talk about the hanging. Oh, of course, that's your main thing here. That's why you're Martinez. I know everything that goes around here and I would love to help you like I'm helping you with the body and your lost gun. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me heavily. I understand you need to interview me. I sense there's the but there's a thing that's been keeping me uptight. I want to talk to you about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open. Yes, that sounds good, let's do that. But I can't think straight with the thing weighing on me. You're a police officer, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors. I've opened a few doors in my life, and I'm sure you're gonna open this one with flying colors, Harry. This really is very simple and there's nothing shady about it. Why don't you just open it yourself? Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day. You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you. I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help, so what will it be, Heavy? Whose door? Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. The weasel lives there, nothing for you to worry about. What do you mean by a weasel? A loud blabbering weasel? When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. He removes his glasses and rubs his nose. Just go there, unlock the door and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me. I just want it to be over so I can discuss business with you. I bet you don't even know anything about the hanging. Harry, my dear friend, I'm what people call the local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinez. Damn it, fine, I'll look into it. We need to talk about that murder. Fantastic, my friends. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union, special operations, hard socialist, a real free thinker too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want the weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. Okay, and I have to open a door for them. Okay, I'm expecting Kim to be talkable to once we get outside. We hadn't had a talk to Kim about this, so I assume we're getting it now. No. Okay. Let's see if something changed about that container that we brought down over here. Yeah, it said that I must argue with it. You're back before the cargo container. The straw has not lessened since you were last there. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly. Rhetoric. Let's see, can I upgrade my rhetoric? Can have minus rhetoric if I so wish to. I have nothing with rhetoric right now, so I can't do anything about it. It was a white check, wasn't it? Yeah, let's just try to persuade the door. Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric? Because getting physical wasn't an option. Because what wasn't an option? Using my body over my wits. Now's not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can do that after hours. Oh, I can get philosophical after hours, so I'm supposed to come here after hours. Interesting. And it didn't even get noted down, so I'll have to remember that in my next play session that I wanted to get here after hours. Okay. Might be a bit difficult for me. Okay, so we can go out now. Does it say reversal or reversal? I have no idea. I'm pronouncing it reversal or reversal, depending on my mood. Okay, let's talk to Measurehead later. First to Manana.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
You've been in there, he means. Talk to the boss man too, probably. Labor Utopia. It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains. Right, you talk to the boss eye to eye, like men off the plane. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk. Any idea who killed the hanged man? The mercenary, aye? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing? The Merc was hanged with a very specific type of cargo bait, one often used in heavy transport areas, for example harbors. What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing, unless they were pushed, of course? How? Your dead guy was an enemy combatant. Hold up, what does that mean? He was the agent of the opposition attempting to undermine our honorable efforts. Did you kill him? I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. A large organization like our union have all sorts of men with all sorts of skills. He didn't do it himself. Everett said you have the key to a door? A key? What door is the key supposed to open? He said it belonged to a Wiesel. Oh, say no more, I got you. I got that key right there, and let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us during the strike, working class solidarity, as they say. I saw then an opportunity and I took it. I'm a hustle grinder. Hey, I'm not sure about the hustle grind, but you know, it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks. What you're doing, looking for is the basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the boiling wrecks. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business. Okay, but where did you get the key from? The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really truly matter. His gaze wandered us off into the distance. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling, what's it for? To feed our children, I guess. Anything else I should know about this task, this Wiesel person, when he'll be home? I'm more of a philosophical dog worker. I'd like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for. The man takes a big sip from his flask. He means he's not gonna tell you, cause doesn't know. But he will shoot mouth with you now that you're working for Everett. Who he is and what they're fighting for, this is interesting. Actually, do you know anything about the Hardy Boys? Los Ardis? They are an independent military group, a bit too high-strung, but it comes with a responsibility. They're sort of like you, preserve the rule of law and all that, except it's Everett law, but really they're just like you. Why are you striking? We're negotiating our share. Your share? I. Wait, so no wages or pensions or this stuff they already covered. Shouldn't you be grateful then? It's a lot more than most people have here. Never grateful. Were we ever grateful, we'd have nothing. You fight for every piece. I'll let you share what you like. All of it. They're stupid. If they get all of the share, they have no work to do because nobody would be supplying them with that. It just doesn't work that way. This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we are on the same page, communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people or deporting them to a labor camp in Southeast Graz. But don't say that out loud if you're a communist. Are you communist? No, I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all. Even a weak child can think of it. The only things holding someone back I can't and I shouldn't. But the stuff you do aligns admirably well with the word republic. Why not call yourself a communist? I have nothing against communists. They are honorable boyaderos, and they have good analysis. But my own code serves me well. If my code starts failing, a code can fail a man as well as a man can fail a code, then I'll have to submit to a new one, which may well be communism. It sounds like you're a communist who thinks he isn't doing enough to call himself one. See, I'm primarily a lazy person. The bossman Everett, what can you tell me about him? I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he's a capable organizer and a decent businessman. What does bossing the union entail anyway? I guess you kinda get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties, watches out for his own. By that you mean corruption. By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see, and in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it, is appreciated even. He is personally not too lavish. That desk seemed lavish to me. He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway, and moralism is the most corrupt of them all. That man has political theory, and it has not failed him today. You seem to have spent a lot of time thinking about the political situation. Sure, I've had the necessary free time. Fortunately, there's always time. The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having command of his time is the most important thing. It all comes together now, the way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's full of a 500-year-old Franco-Nigerian boyadero code, itself an appropriation of Vespertine cool. That of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman, true to yourself, independent on your action, local to your friends. Maybe I am a boyadero. No. I could. No. The man sits on the railing, his hand searching far and wide, yet it feels as he could effortlessly go even wider if need be, an endless torrent of time. Okay, we have found where to go for the apartment door, and now let's have Measurehead take down the body. And I want that box.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Why am I not with the Hardy Boys?
I am not the first line of defense, I am the last. In addition, these so-called Hardy Boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading. You pick up on something artificial in his tone, like he's putting on an act. This is unlike him, he's usually more himself. But you're all part of the union. Ah, that was the wrong thing to take. I didn't take the Dharma thing. The arguments are on the pay of the company. I answer to the union alone. I do this out of race heroism. Finance is an alien concept to the Semines. Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the company of my women. There's more to it. What have you got against them? Fine, they have recently fallen under the influence of a possibly sexually perverted female vagrant and a narcotics peddler. It's shameful. What do you mean? Found out for yourself, endomorphic blob. Interesting. Oh, he also gets me.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Ever told you to keep us get the to help us get the body down from the tree?
So it was you. You surmounted the harbor wall in a display of athletic prowess to reach my superior, then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, and I will remove the body from the tree with my bare hands. You're so noble, Measurehead. There's a but. But while I'm gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you. Lieutenant, what if we don't want to do that? This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it down ourselves. I can live with a compromise. Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to my heroic haplogroup. We're not going to do that. Fine, goodbye. Return to your degeneracy. Okay, we can't do that. Okay, yeah.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
I'll never do that here. Okay, I'll wait here, just take the body down.
Babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
I want that chest over there. The woman's gaze follows Measurehead as he leaves. So you guys are like cops or something? Yeah, we're the law around here. Cool, I like men with guns and power. I'm Katya, by the way. You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something. Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it. I also wish I could see it. Look at you, RCM rented cops, guarding that bridge like Everett's lapdogs. Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale. Spoken by a mercenary pretending to be a worker. That's none of your business. A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. Then the man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him, and he comes back.
Okay, so if I want to go to that box, I have to knock him unconscious. The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with race victory today. There's been no side choosing. We did what we had to do to keep order. And what you had to do was to become a Union man for all to see. I still can't go there. Okay. And I still have to knock him out to go past him. That's great. Go to the yard and see what he accomplished. He tore down the tree, I'm sure of that. Can we see it from here already? No. Are they made sure that you can't see it from here? First going to Frit with all the butters. Okay, they're only 10 centime apiece. We have so much to do now. Let's first get to the body. Oh! Kuno was laughing. Yeah. He tore down the whole thing. Let's talk to Kuno.
You missed it at show before. A gift came by, completely fucked a tree to pieces.
He fucked the tree up. Fucked it good. It was porno.
Total retards use language like that. Congratulations, Kuno, you just made yourself a retard. Stop choking, Kuno, the Fagary's got you chokehold. Kuno's not fucking choking. He grabs his sword like he's choking. Choked you out there. Serves you right for using reactionary shit. Like, fuck you, did. He lets go of his throat. Kuno's gotta keep saying kip forever now, kip. He only gets 2 kips out before he coughs. Shit, the fuck did you want anyway? You got your fuck back down. Now let's talk normal shit. Oh, no, you want a normal conversation, huh? Oh, yes. The trousers are still 15. Look at the body. Corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side. Beautiful. Mr. Measure has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy. A field autopsy? Yes. 1 investigation of the scene, 2 final examination of the victim, 3 field autopsy, 4 transportation of the body to the morgue. We are number 3. The fuck are they on about? Kip's gonna cut this shit up. Don't we have someone else for this? A doctor? No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle this entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup and to social work, everything. Wait, honorary rank of detective? An honor and a burden attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able, usually after 5 to 8 years of fieldwork, minus lieutenant detective. Yes, I feel like a detective. You are. Your station wouldn't have assigned you in this case if you weren't. Now, he adjusts his glass and takes a deep breath. First, what exactly is a field autopsy? Come on, officer, you know what a field autopsy is. You've done hundreds of them. Do you have another pair of gloves? Unfortunately, no. I have gardening gloves. Maybe they are enough. They are better than nothing. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things, where you will take notes. We will just fill this in, right? Show him the red field autopsy form in your ledger. That's right. You knew it because you inspected your ledger. The lieutenant is relieved you knew the protocol. Okay. 4 points now. Perform the field autopsy. So what would we need for that? We need... Okay, I have the gardening gloves. Visual calculus. Conceptualization or shivers. Shivers is better. That's reaction speed, that's suggestion. Okay, I'll take the one that I have now. Let's look at the body. Tell me something, dead man. Okay, he can't. And I won't remove the boots because Kim doesn't like it. Open your ledger at the field autopsy form. The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the conditions of his skin and its organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11 field info form needs filling out first. Begin. First assistant. Harry de Boer. Coroner's case number. KK47 0803 0815. Kim Kutsuragi. Yeah, he's indexed the case after himself, not you. That's because he doesn't want you to bring up the messy question of your initials. Shouldn't we file the coroner's case under me? Technically, I arrived at the scene before you. And would that make me make the alphanumeric? HDB 41 0803 1111. It's meaningful. HDB 41 0803 1111. Good, let's go with that. Lieutenant is quite surprised you managed to come up with an adequate case number. Name. We've heard a nom de guerre. Lily. It's better than nothing. Lily nom de guerre. Date of birth. NA. Age. Roughly 50. Try 40. The damage is so extensive it's better to err on the young side. I'm gonna write 42. Race? Mondial. The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other. Sex? Fucky fucky. Male. Pig's gonna have sex? Right, fucky fucky. Right, pig's gonna have sex. Male. Nor does he look male with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face. Date of death. 4th of March, 51. He looks over your shoulder. Body identified by as non-applicable. Case number is the same as the coroner's case. Evidence of treatment. None. At least not after the initial examination. A strange word. Treatment. What exactly is treatment, anyway? Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem. I'm not sure. Didn't the footprints look like he was carried over? They would have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dog workers. He placed his hands on the dead man's chest as in preparation. Your central nervous system recognized this gesture as the stations of the breath, ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-Dolorian burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform then. Somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach pulled his hand to the chest of a small corpse no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There's darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette ball-like against the window. Outside Grand Courant. The day is turning dim for Sergeant McThorson. Hand extended, he approaches to make sure she's dead more than anything else. And solo across Jamrock Coal City Drive, the harbor, a 42 deceased person found today, 42 stations of breath. We should start the post-mortem. The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surrounding. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer the why.
Try to remove the boots. I thought we decided to leave it to pro-setting. Let's not turn this into some kind of circuit. Okay, so you can sneak out of your room maybe after he's gone asleep. Okay, later. Then leave for a moment. Because we got a thought ready, which is apricot chewing gum scented one. I was curious about that one. We get 2 perception. August the 2nd. Early late summer. You're getting off the streetcar in Le Jardin, east of the river. Her father and mother are middle class. The nylon of her little jacket rustles next to you in the dark like autumn leaves. Her heels click on the pavement. You're walking up to the gate in front of her parents' house. She takes out her chewing gum and you kiss her. A feeling like electricity flows through your whole body. Immediately you know that you've entered a completely different world. And I feel the lingering betrayal of her. I smell it everywhere. The apricot scent. Which gives me perception. How much perception do I have now? I've put 1 point into it. I have 8 perception. It's crazy. It must be very important to have perception if it's that high. I don't want to make the rest of the corpse thing because I want to have the boots, so I'm going to try that tonight. So we have to go around to the apartment again and we have to talk to different persons. To her I'm going to talk after I remove the body because I think that's when she will loosen up. But that will be tomorrow. But we have things here to do. First off, let's open the door. Which is this one. The only door that I didn't open yet, so it must have been this one. This must be it. The basement door is weather worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air and there's a knocker, shaped like a lion's head. Use money and his key to unlock the door. You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling to the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small click. Thoughts raced through your head. The sound of the key turning still echoes in the yard. Hopefully no one's hurt. Only curiosity could account for stepping over the threshold. Maybe there's treasure in there. A white alligator, a fountain of quicksilver. Let's go in. What's wrong with Kim? What happened to Kim? Yeah, now he's here with me. Okay, we have different stuff. The smell of disinfectant in the room smells like chemicals. Whoever lives here admires fair-haired fantasy heroes with big muzzles. It's always important to have that. We get an inter-isolate dress shirt. Finally, that's one that's not completely done with. Pressed in spotless gleaming white shirt, the kind that serious men wear at serious inter-isolary office, not yet piss-soaked or cum-stained. We got a good shirt now. Can we get a good tie too? The hidden world of walking sticks lies open. You can almost feel the warmth of the red sun on the flag. That's the flag of Revershow, the Serenity. What's with that sun? This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. It's the sevenfold sun miracle. What's the sevenfold sun miracle? It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather, 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how Revershow got its flag. It is but one of the many strange optic atmospheric phenomena on this wondrous archipelago. You're sure you once saw sundogs in your youth and blue flares. Lieutenant, the old flag of the Southern. Lieutenant is an old-fashioned guy. By old-fashioned he means very right thing. Wing, don't bother with the flag. The flag doesn't seem to mind, it's just a colorful fabric with the sun soon onto it. It's like our feudal flag, it looks like a children's drawing. So this is the equivalent of having a Confederate flag in your apartment. That's magnesium. Small suitcase full of clothes. Guests are staying over? Get a nose of it. I want the clothes, not the bottle of nasal spray or whatever that was. Colonial mug collection. A row of mugs sit on the shelf. Each one depicts a human's figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols, a broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others. Tap on the mugs. A little ring, though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. The images betray a lack of interest in human beings. They are merely unflattering caricatures. What do I mean by uncomfortable? The owner of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities. Typical asshole. This person is unhappy. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain. I'm beginning to feel bad about breaking into this man's apartment. Whip out your yellow man mark and compare. Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking lines. There's the missing tin soldier. The lieutenant looks at the mugs next to each other. Whoever lives here might have used the whirlings container to dump his trash. And now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say. An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road. Perhaps you should break into apartments more often. You really think it's the same person who put the dead man's clothes in the trash? Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from the clothes in the trash lead either. Either way, it might turn out to be some random local matter, but still a nice coincidence. You could ask Everett who this person is once you're done here. Move on from the mugs. Nothing else to do here. It had a speak to sign instead of the other one, which is weird, because that says me it didn't load properly. So we have two doors that we weren't able to open already. Let's talk to her first. I'm just wearing that because it looks better, yeah? But that's conceptualization, that's yeah, I take the logic over conceptualization, perhaps.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
By the way, I've talked to Everett Clare. You have? And how do you like, Mr. Clare? How did you like? I can do business with him. For a socialist, he's reasonable. Of course, he must have his practical uses. How else could he have kept his position all these years? Oh wait, actually, he could have kept it with corruption. Fantastic, worm-like corruption that reaches into the bowels of the earth. The Elysium does not pick sides in this, ma'am. I hope it doesn't come off any other way. Of course, and I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I am not a corrupt worm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear each other person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping. Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things. Yes, your disgusting tie agrees completely. Let's gossip. Mr. Avraj is helping me find my gun. Oh, that's so helpful of him. The lieutenant looks at you and you can swear his jaw muscle is trembling. When I said be wacky, I didn't mean wildly, ghostly, irresponsible and damaging to the RCM. Unconventional police officers sometimes lose their guns, then they go around and they tell people about this to gauge their reaction. It's all part of detecting. Incredible, simply incredible. And how is it going? Has this detecting produced a gun? No. Well, maybe he's not as helpful as you thought. Then is there anything else? I'd rather talk about something else for now. Of course, detective, should something come out later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Thank you. Okay, that's it. So, let's go to Mr. Everett then. As we're not yet ready to go to the apartment with the man. The sea breeze carries more than salt. Meat, not rotten, not fresh, grilled. Someone is grilling. Okay. You can miss so many of these little points by not being at the right place in the right time. Ah, Renee. I have a photo I have to show you.
I like playing in the dark. Sharpens your nocturnal instincts. Feels like being on recon again.
Renee, I found your guard booth. Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights, not of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man, don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight. He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason. You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard. Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday. Hold on, why aren't you on a leave? It's a private matter, nothing to do with your investigation. You see, Officer Rene is the kind of man who'd rather die than admit he needs medical assistance, or God forbid, seek it. He's a real man's man, he's just gonna ride it out. I'm fine, goddammit, mind your own business, it's nothing. I just got to cut back on coffee. So who was working a shift last night? No one. The booth has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard, it's just me. No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday? Yes, it's not actually an issue, I mean. Look, officers, the container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before Rene. Mr. Clare had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative. Mostly decorative? The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals. Everett created this job for Rene because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words. There's absolutely nothing wrong with tear collecting, it's my side thing too. I told her the tear back. Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's something wrong with that. I do it too, everyone does it, it's an excellent side thing. Yes, can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now? He's not going to become an entrepreneur. I saw a picture in there, you were in it, you looked happy, who's the girl? His features stiffen, and he gets a cold look. She's nobody, she's none of your business, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM. The lady is Jean-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody. Got it, thanks. Okay, composure. Composure again. Composure. I have something that lowers composure, yeah? The shoes? No, the shoes give composure. I have nothing else for composure, yeah? Okay. Let's have one try again, with no saves coming.
Playing in the dark. Sharpens your nocturnal instincts. Feels like being on recon again.
Still all you see is an old soldier. Okay. But maybe you can say me more about the lady.
It is such a pleasure to see you again, officer. How may I aid the citizens, Elysium, on this fine day?
I ate your sandwich, Gaston. Well, officer, what did you think? Truly a masterpiece of modern gastronomy, or should I say gastronomy. Coming from an officer of the law, this appraisal means an awful lot to me, thank you. I don't mean to keep Gaston's tongue from your rectum, officer, but do you actually have any police business with us? You mentioned Jean-Marie Beaulieu. Who's that? Oh, sweet journey, she was the finest woman in all of Revachol, maybe the entire world. Do not defile her memory, Gaston. There's an almost imperceptibly small tremble in his voice. Let her rest in peace. So you both knew her. We knew her, alright, lived on the same street our entire lives, just 2 hours apart. The 3 of us have been best friends since we were 4. She was Rene's first girl back when the prick was 16. They were courting till he decided he'd rather die for some great ideal than just have... And then you stole her from me! He jerks forward, but then grabs his chest and stops. Easy follows, no need for this to get ugly. Officer, it already got ugly nearly 18 years ago when the 3 of us were just learning to walk and talk. 80 years. You stole her from me. Well, technically you stole her from me because we'd been pretty close ever since you two had that falling out over the ink you spilled over her pretty yellow dress. We are just boys then you... No point starting this all over again, especially when we have company, officer. What's happened to her? She died of pneumonia 2 winters ago. It was a quiet passage, peaceful. Renee and I were both at her bedside when she died. No use sugarcoating it. Won't bring her back, will it now? Departed. Until the very end she couldn't decide between us. The most indecisive woman I've ever met. Why do you think she was indecisive? She could never make up her mind about anything. What to have for breakfast, favorite color, or which of one of us to marry. The look in his eye is happy and distant. She was always leaving one of us or the other, but never long enough to actually get married. That's a bit odd. Heck, technically we were both still engaged to her. You always confused her, couldn't let us be happy, seduced her with your fancy words and pastries. He suddenly remembers you are still there for a sign, turns away. Thanks for sharing. Of course, officer. Memory's all we have left. And we can't say anything else about her. And we have 5 points. We're getting so many points. Let's stay here a moment and think about which thought. This might be an interesting thing to learn about the 15th Indo tribe. Those others are just copotypes. I'm not interested in copotypes. So internalize the 15th Indo tribe. Okay. We already read the explanation for that. Okay. So next up is going to be... Oh. Why haven't I been to this? I've been to this window. Hypnogamma, 3 morale. Oh, it's 3 charges that were left there. My perception game... I think it's my perception showing me new stuff. Okay. Let's get to Everard and then end the episode and speak to Everard in the next episode. So, I think we have achieved quite a lot in this last few episodes. And I'm quite happy that we've proceeded a bit. It's also new. Perception Man. A composited eye of halogen lights watches you, emitting a low blast. You could see new stuff everywhere, so I'm trying to press the tab button here. Okay, and let's go in. And let's try to speak to Everard the next time we start the game. So, have a nice day. See you tomorrow.